Yes, 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 people. What's happening? Saeed TV back again with another video. Wednesday, midday. Obviously, you know we have our show with Moosa. Moosa, what you saying, bro? You good?
I'm good, man. What's going on? What's going on? We're in the building. One
We're in the
game down.
one game down, man. A lot of people are getting a giddy. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's getting excited right now. You know what I'm saying to you?
Well,
How's them?
last week when I was telling you Paul Pogba's going to be the player of the season, we're going to have De Gea
Well,
having a wonderful season. I was telling you that, you know what I'm saying, that the title's United. Manda was saying, boy,
man, them must say don't get gassed.
I'm on the same hype. I told man last week Paul Pogba's going to be the player of the year. I told man last week the gay is gonna roll back the years. This is what I'm on. I'm on the same hype all the way.
Jeez, Moosa's not getting any of that, man. You know what? To be fair, though, United had a fast start, man. You know what I'm saying? I've not asked you how it was, but 5 goals, man. You know what I mean? People are saying it was Leeds, but yo, man, you got to put the job to it, man. So
I'm
it
not
was a
even worried
madness,
about
man.
the team. My thing is that I'm not even worried about um, the score. How like it being, it could have been 2-0. I'm on the performance. I'm on talking about how
Yeah.
Pogba. I remember. I remember in the part of the game. I remember seeing Bruno on the left wing and Pogba in the middle. I'm seeing Bruno and Pogba changing positions. I'm seeing Pogba playing deep and then still threading through balls in. I'm seeing Greenwood moving like
Mm.
he's a pro in this thing, 27 years deep or something. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was all about performance. And then on top of that, we ain't
Mm.
even got our French connection in there yet. You know what I'm saying? He's still on the, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Varane's not even in the back four yet.
Nah, he's doing up madness. Is coming on the pitch,
And
all
Martial
start
looked
empty.
sharp. You see how sharp Martial looked when he came on? How did he look when you were there? He
Yeah,
looked
yeah, he
sharp
looked.
to me.
Yeah, he looked sharp to me. He looked like he was on it. You know what I mean? He tried to do a few given goals and that.
Yeah,
Sancho, you know what I mean, was a bit different for Sancho. He was trying to find his feet in the game. He was thinking
yeah,
it was going to be a Dortmund thing where everyone passes it to him and that. And
yeah.
you know what I mean? He had to go search for the ball a couple of times, but
Mhm.
you know what I mean? It's looking good. Manzano says here 5 chances to score around the box and lucky assist and sideways assist. But okay, Daniel. All right, fair enough. We got French Pogba versus Leeds. Listen, man, you know what I mean? Pogba's doing his thing. Bruno scoring, picked up on where he left off. It was a perfect day, man. And United is a good feeling right now. I'm easy right now. Like I'm like, yo, bring on Southampton, bring on Wolves. Like you know what I mean? Like the start of the season, you can get gassed in it until we get
Yeah.
like Champions League and we have like twice a week football. Everyone can get gassed, man. You know what I'm saying to you?
My thing
Like,
is, like I said, for me, for United to
mm,
have a chance, for me, to win the Premier League title, it's never really been about Bruno because we know Bruno, even when he has poor games, he's still a
yeah,
stat padder. He'll get those stats in. You know what I'm trying to say? So there was a
yeah.
point where Bruno weren't involved in a goal or weren't involved in a goal for about 10 games last season. But
Mm,
still, that's okay to happen in a season with all the other
mm.
stats that he puts up, during the season. But for us to win the league, we need Paul Pogba to be the Paul Pogba of like 2 seasons ago. We need Paul Pogba to
Facts.
be given freedom, yeah, to have a. We need Pogba to score between 10 to 15 goals and about 10 to 15 assists for us to have a chance to win the league. So for me, it's all on Pogba for me. And that's not to put pressure on him, but that's to
Mm,
put pressure on Solskjaer to let him be free. Because on the left, he allows Pogba to be free. But we're saying with a serious CDM, he can still be free.
mm.
You've got an opportunity. The window's still open.
I don't know, man. Solskjaer said it's a bonus. Showside it said you get me. Anything happens upon now, it's a bonus. And obviously, we were
That's
talking about
me.
last week.
So
Go on.
that's him saying to me, it's a bonus to let Pogba be able to be free. It's a bonus to allow Pogba to have a free role because without that CDM, Pogba don't get a free role.
Mm.
We
What
need that
about on the
because
left though? Did you not
nah,
think?
because the balance is good on the left, but if it was if it was that Pogba will be on the left at France. He's not there. He does this at France, bro. He does the same assists,
Mm,
same. He does it at France. So we're saying he can. And you have to remember, two of Pogba's assists were
mm,
from the middle of the park, or three of them. It's only
mm,
one that came from the left, the one for Fred. The rest of them came from central. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it shows you Pogba, he performs when he's centrally in the middle of the park. So if 3 assists came from the center of the park, it tells you that he can do it from there. He doesn't have to be on the left. So for me, I still want to see my front six my front six is done, isn't it? My front six is the first front three I would have is Cavani, Martial, Greenwood. That's just me. My second front three is Rashford, Sancho, and Ahmed. You know what I mean? That's my second front three. So whichever way, that's that. I can't, and I don't put Pogba in that. Then I got my midfielders. My midfielders, Bruno, Donny, and Pogba, straight up and down. You know what I'm trying to say? So for me, Sancho, no, the only reason I say Sancho is not in the starting, yes, it's Sancho, but I'm thinking Sancho's still young, and for Sancho to have a good season at Old Trafford this season, he needs to do what Greenwood done last year. Do you know what I'm saying? And Greenwood's already done it. So for us to be putting pressure on Sancho, you need to come in and score 15 goals and have 10 plus assists, and he doesn't do it, people are going to start saying, we flop, blah. Nah, let Greenwood start on the right. Let him do his thing. Take him off on 60 minutes. Bring on Sancho. Let Sancho live. You know what I'm saying? But it's not always about pressure. Yeah, it's not always about pressure.
I think, Anna's saying here, Sancho's a real deal, let him play. I don't think, a lot of people are going to expect Sancho to come straight in. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to do what he did with a lot of the players and just bed him in. You know what I mean? Give him the odd 20 minutes here and there. You never know. Southampton could be that one. I don't know. But right now, Greenwood's showing bits. But Greenwood's like, yo, man.
This is what I'm saying.
You can't drop me, man. Greenwood's like, yo.
Greenwood is sharp, showing bits. And he's already done it. He done it last year. My thing is, I'll say it again. If we didn't buy Sancho this season and we kept Greenwood on the right and we played Ahmed and we bought in a serious CDM, I wouldn't have complained, If you would have bought me in a serious, because it's like, for me, Sancho's similar to the Grealish thing. Is that what we really needed? I'm happy for Sancho, but we're on the wing.
Sancho, surely.
Let me tell you something. These were our two wingers last season, yeah? Greenwood and Rashford. Based on Greenwood and Rashford's stats last year, where did we need to replace them?
Yeah, true, but it's about balance, isn't it? Greenwood didn't start the season well. He ended the season well.
Yeah, because he's a young player, but that shows you the confidence is growing. Because you see, my thing is this: you send Greenwood to Dortmund, we're going to be talking about £150 million player, bro.
Yeah,
it's only because he's at Old Trafford. You give him a season at Dortmund, he's going to be going mad. Him and my man up front. It will be a madness. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So for me, I'm not saying Sancho doesn't make Man United better. I'm not saying Grealish don't make Man City better. But I'm just saying that, could we not survive with Greenwood on the right, bringing in 15 goals with 7 or 8 assists? Could we not survive and brought in someone like a Harry Kane and then just pep it up goals? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I don't think our problem will be scoring goals this season. I've always said that, even last season, I don't think scoring goals will be a problem. But I think options will be the thing where, last year we had Greenwood and then we didn't really have a person to put on. He didn't trust Amad Diallo. He brought on Kwan Mata. So that's why for me, you kind of need a right winger. You need to have that balance in there. And I think Sancho gives you the balance on the right hand side where Greenwood might not, so especially in big games. So that's why we're going to need him. But I think for me, though, I think people
are going to be surprised on how many starts Sancho really gets on the left with Rashford not being there. I think people are going to be surprised because I see Greenwood and Sancho playing in the same team with Cavani up front. I really see Sancho going to get a lot of starts on the left with Greenwood on the right because Solskjaer likes Greenwood. Greenwood's going to play. I really believe
this one could be deadly, but then it's like where you fit Pogba. I think that's the kind of, I get where you're coming from because for me, Pogba is looking deadly on this left-hand side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then Sancho could be on the right and then Greenwood up top. But then that is the question is where does Martial fit in everything? There's options anyway. there's options anyway. Listen, United need options to win a title. I think it's good news. You know what I mean? And we started off
100%.
well. We started off well. What was the best thing you thought that United did well on that game? You know what I mean? McTominay was a different animal. I don't know what got into
I
McTominay, but
think I
man was a
think we
different
played
animal.
well. I think we played well. I think what I liked to see early on, because again, I think for us to win the league, Bruno and
Mm,
Pogba have to hit the floor running, because there's certain games where Bruno's not going to turn it on. So for Pogba to get more assists in his first game than he did in whole of last year says a
yeah,
lot. It says a
true.
lot. You know what I'm trying to say? So he can
Facts.
only better his stats moving forward. He's already beaten his stats last year. So it tells us that Pogba was injured last year. Remember, he came off the injury. He done all of that stuff. He came back. It weren't It weren't Pogs, bro. Now we've got
Mm,
the Frenchman back. You know what I'm trying to say? He's back. So for me, I was just happy to see how they linked up and how they understood each other. And I see Sancho post something on Instagram, and he put something Pogba and Bruno combination, and he put like an
yeah,
ice emoji. And that was with him watching, because you lot were there. You lot saw it. It must have been cold.
bro. Madness, man. 4 assists, man. You know what I
Co-
mean? And the one, especially the first goal for Bruno, and the
yeah.
Pogba's imagination to kind of
And that
like put
goal
it
for
up.
Greenwood, that ball for Greenwood, like a
Oh,
deep
that was like the
line.
David Silva. You know, David Silva did one like that
Yeah.
again for Dzeko when they did
Mm,
6-1, and everyone glorified that goal. And for me, it was
yeah.
an
Of
unbelievable assist. That was similar, man. He
course
put
it
it on a
is.
plate. He
That
put it on a
that
plate.
assist was mad. It was like a I don't know. It was like a deep line player just threaded it through, bro.
Mm,
All that, like, it was mad. Watching it on TV, it was mad. So for me, my biggest highlight was Pogba and Bruno, because for Man United to have a chance to win, these two can drag us. Because this is what I keep on telling people.
mm,
This is Bruno's second season, yeah, second full season, right?
yeah.
With all the good stuff Bruno done last year, how many trophies did we win? None.
Yeah, true.
With all the good stuff, oh, Bruno this, Bruno that, he scored it, no trophies. With all the good stuff Paul Pogba done, we only picked up a Europa League, whatever. We didn't win the big one. So it tells me these two on their own, on their
Mm.
game, will still not win us the big one. We need both of them to be on job, on song, and Man United have a chance. I don't
Yeah,
care about who
absolutely.
else. Yeah, we have a
Mm.
chance.
For me, they're the two key now. You know, if Pogba and Bruno can gel together and they can find their rhythm, you know what I mean. We look. You only got to look at Perez and you know what I mean, Henri and Bergkamp. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah,
them two were like the duo with it. And again, I'm not comparing them together, but I'm just
yeah.
trying to analyze, you know, how football works. You know what I mean? They've had, you know, Aguero, David Silva, you know, the kind of combinations over the past years, man. You need that in you know, Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez, you know, that was unbelievable for them
And you
years.
know,
And we won the Champions League and everything.
yeah, and what the sad thing is as well with what's happening with Ollie is this, that the formation that Ollie played against Leeds and the way he set up with Fred and McTominay in the middle of the
Yeah.
park, but they were playing a bit different. They weren't both deep. One was a bit
They were,
further
yeah,
up.
they were,
Was that,
exactly, yeah.
yeah, was that this was Alex Ferguson playing away at the big games. When Alex Ferguson will go against the big team, Alex would normally play, more midfielders in the middle of the park. He would play, maybe a midfielder on the left, because he knew that it was peak. You're going against one of the big dogs. You got to kind of flood the midfield. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So setting up the way we set up against, imagine, say we go and play Liverpool away, and we set up how we set up against Leeds. I ain't got a
Mm,
problem against that. If we
mm,
go and play Man City away, and you know that they're going to have a lot of the ball, so you play Fred and McTominay, you put Pogba on the left, and we go how we went, and we got Varane in defence. I ain't got a
mm.
problem like that. The problem I've got with setting up like how we did is when we go against a Southampton, a smaller team.
Yeah.
We should just
Yeah.
go and play our ball, put Pogba in the middle of
Play
the park,
ball.
and go and play ball. I get
Absolutely.
Solskjaer, doing that against a big team, but he can't be doing that formation against Southamptons and the small teams. That's what gets the Man United fans upset, because Alex Ferguson used to do it. He would put more midfielders in the middle of the park when we went against the big teams. But then the small teams will just run right on them. And this is the only problem I have.
He'll put two in there, he'll play like a 4-4-2 and just go at them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what you got to do. I think that's the key this season, though. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know what I mean? We just got to hope and pray that he will understand that and he'll learn that and he'll say, you know what, at home, we've got the arrogance to kind of just do it, man. You know what I mean? Sally Ferguson loved the 4-1-4-1 formation. Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think it's, for me, it's kind of going at the team, man. You know, this Premier League season, that's why I put crazy Premier League season, because this season is going to be mad, man. And if you have about 3-4 losses, that's the Premier League gone. Yeah. So you kind of need to just swipe teams to time, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yep, and I think as much as all the Man United fans get upset when we see McFred and all that in the middle of the park, none of us, it's how you use them. None of us would be fuming if we were slapping teams away and he was putting people like, I don't know, Donny and Pogba in the middle of the park, Donny holding, Pogba going, because Donny can play that role. Donny has shown us now in his last 2 starts, and I heard he started yesterday in the game behind closed doors in the middle of the park again. Donny has showed us he can play the 6. So for me, go away to Southampton, put Donny in the 6, put Pogba in there, let us smack these teams up, and then we come against Chelsea away, Stamford Bridge. If we get a bit of McFred in there, I understand it.
Yeah. You have that energy, pat the midfield out. Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough.
We didn't always win at Stamford Bridge. We used to have a poor record over there, and we used to be inferior to sometimes, Chelsea, and be like, you know what, we can beat these lot, and then they always turn us over. It's just that kind of ground. You know what I mean? Zano says here, small teams can't. We can't impose our own game. We're better than the other team. Has the ball than us trying to game because of the tactics. Yeah, absolutely. If you're on top of the league and be playing Pogba on the left and he's shelling it, Ollie can't just bring Rashford back on the left when he comes back. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I say we still need a midfielder. Yeah, we still need a midfielder, but I think, you know what I mean? Not every team gets their signings, innit? Not everyone can go and get it, you know what I mean? I don't think the board have a firm understanding of what kind of midfielder they want. I don't know what kind of CDM they're looking at. We've never ever been linked with a proper CDM. Varane, Sancho, they've been properly linked with United. United have never been properly. What's that time you heard United going for a CDM?
The only one really...
Matic,
Matic. The only one really that rang a couple bells early on, and I think that we might have admired him, was Declan Rice. But he wants to go Chelsea. He wants to go Chelsea. He doesn't want to come Man United. He wants to go Chelsea, so we need to forget him. You know what I'm trying to say? So I feel like if it's really Declan Rice we were looking at, we're not really linked to anyone else. Then again, we look at people like Ruben Neves, Jorginho. You see them type of players like at Chelsea. I want to ask you, Saeed, can Donny play the Jorginho and Neves role? Can he play that role? What you've seen of him at Ajax, when we bought him,
if you've not seen it though? Can you know if the fans have not seen it? The fans might not have watched him at Ajax though. That's the problem.
That's the problem, because at Ajax, his last season, he played in the 6. So my thing is this: when I look at the attributes that people like Jorginho have at Chelsea, and I look at the attributes that someone like Neves has, tenacity, tackling, good on the ball, able to give, through balls and short balls, good at taking shots and able to score from far out. Every single one of those attributes Donny has. I think the only reason someone like Solskjaer doesn't go for Donny, for me, is because he's not tall, he's not big. You know what I mean? Them aerial challenges, them winning the ball. But if you're talking about we want a player that's going to do something like Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick weren't no Kante, he weren't no Makelele, he weren't that CDM that you thought of. Michael Carrick was a different type of thing. Like, for me, Donny can stop the balls, and I just feel like Donny's going to surprise a lot of people if he gets his opportunity in that position. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, you can only check that if you played about 3 or 4 games. But the problem is, though, this team, you don't get 3 or 4 games. You know what I mean? You put in a subpar performance, or, it doesn't go well and the tactics are not very good, then, you're out the team, and you're out the team for a long while. So, you know what I mean? You're not going to see it until you shoot. You know what I mean? You try it. And at United, Donny's not had a role of even. Donny's not even having a role of even playing a position that he's wanted, though.
But
Forget number 6. He's not
the
playing
word
anywhere.
is, the word is, Man United are looking at Donny as the new signing. So
Yeah.
if Man United are looking at Donny as the new signing, they're not going to get a midfielder because they're thinking, look, we've got Fred and McTominay and we've got Matic and Donny van der Beek in that middle of the park. So they're thinking we've got 4, maybe 5 players that can play there. So if Man United are thinking to themselves, if we can't get the Makelele, Kante type of role, and we're looking at people like Jorginho, Carrick, and Neves, they're thinking we just paid 40 million for someone who does that, and his name is Donny van der Beek. Why are we going to go and get one of those players? So they're going to bring on Donny to us like he's a brand new signing because we ain't seen him. Remember, Donny's a brand new signing to us. Well, none of us have seen him play. So if Donny plays the whole, that's what I'm saying. So if Donny plays the whole season at Man United and he tears it up, that's like we bought Donny, Sancho, and Varane this season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Donny still is a new signing, man. I think Donny, for me, I've seen a lot of players. You know what I mean? Even Cavani, I've seen a lot of Cavani. You know what I mean? And he's been a new signing, but I just haven't seen Donny van der Beek come in, and that's my kind of like my feeling on him. But I think the time is now for United to experiment, and the time is this season for United to win trophies. Has Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got that excuse? Has he got it in him? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure.
And this is what I'm worried about because at Man City, I kid you not, Pep Guardiola we've seen him do it already with De Bruyne, Gundogan, and De Silva in the middle of the park. That there is the equivalent of playing Bruno, Pogba, and Donny, bruv. He does it. So for me, it tells me that we got inadequate coaching that stops us from able to doing it. To the point that a lot of our fans, look, someone there saying Donny can sit like that. That's why a lot of our fans are afraid. And we're afraid, not because we don't have the players, because we just think with the right coach, maybe our players could do it. But then we know again that because we don't have the right coach, we have we're just going to have to do what we can do. But there's no way Pep doesn't play a baller like Donny, brings on Matic and Pogba. I mean Matic and...
You there? Have we lost him? Are you there, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So for me... Yeah, so for me, again, I'm just hoping... I don't know. I've seen enough signs behind from Ollie because every time... Because Ollie's showing us something. Let's look at what Ollie's done.
Yeah.
This season, in pre-season, Ollie's played 2 people in the middle of the park. He's either played Matic and Donny or Fred and McTominay. So Ollie's showing us already who his 2 midfielders are in the middle of that park if he has to do it. So I think with what's going on, we're going to see Donny in the middle of the park. I really do believe it.
I believe it until I see it, man. You know what I mean?
I think we're going to see Donny in the middle. But I don't think it's going to be due to I think he's preparing it. So we're going to see it more in cup games. We're going to see it we're going to see it in the Carling Cup and things like that, Carabao Cup. We're going to see it in the FA Cup. But what I also do believe, due to an injury in that middle of that park, and because he's already preparing him, we're going to see Donny this season. And I think once Donny gets his chance, it's going to be very hard to drop him. Can you imagine? Yeah, because you have to understand, Donny is on the level of Pogba and Bruno when it comes to balling. Don't get it twisted, He's on that level. So can you imagine having those 3 with the attackers that we got?
It's madness, man. It's madness. Just gonna read out a couple of questions. Fernandinho has been centre back. Gundogan's been a DM. Chenko, Del fullbacks. When the midfielders, Donny is the answer. That Matic and Donny pivot works because they'll monopolize possession. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Do you think, guys, Southampton? I don't think so. I think it'll be McFred again. Just because we play week by week in it. So if it's not week by week and there's Carabao Cups and there's Champions League games, you might see Donny in there. So time will tell with that one. We're going to talk about Ronaldo, bro. Have you heard about Ronaldo? What's happening with Ronaldo?
I saw his Instagram post yesterday. What was he on about?
Yeah, man. He looks rattled, man. I think he's there was links with City. I don't know if you heard it, but there was links with City about, apparently it's been offloaded to City and whatnot. Obviously, he came out and he was like, yo, man, basically trying to say, yo, respect my name in it, basically, and kind of like, don't hear the noise, don't hear the sound. I'll show you what he said now. He said something along the lines of, he goes, anyone who's aware of me and focus on my work, let's talk more action. However, in the view, whatever's been said and written, I have set on my position. More than disrespect for me as a man, as a player, the frivolous way my future is covered in the media, disrespectful, all the clubs involved in these rumours, as well as the players and staff. My story at Real Madrid has been written, it's been recorded in words and numbers and trophies. Then he carries on, he goes, I'm breaking my silence now because I can't allow people to keep playing with my name. I remain focused on my work, committed and prepared for the challenges I've faced. Everything else is just talk. Yo, man, he's, what I'm saying to you, look, I think, what it is, yeah, he doesn't want to be seen as, I was talking to Jay today, yeah, shout out my trainer, Jay, and I was saying to him, look, you know what, he doesn't want to assume that you get me, he's been offloaded in it. He's like, right, I'm Ronaldo, man. How am I seeing in the paper that you get me, I've been offloaded to teams like City, who, what I'm saying, they might want me, they might not want me, and also kind of back to Real Madrid when they're kind of finished and it's not looking good right now. It's mad, when you look at him and he's thinking, because he never gets rattled. Every time there's rumors about him, he never ever talks. And finally he was like, right, I've had enough, man. I need to come out and just go do that.
He's Ronaldo. He put up the numbers last year. He's continuously putting up the numbers. And the whole world collapses when Messi leaves Barcelona. And then he's out here getting linked to flipping Man City like he's
I'm saying. He wants to stay relevant, man.
Yeah, he's saying, allow it, bro. Put some respect on my name. I get you lot all Messi fanboys, but put some rascal respect on my name, bro. I am Ronaldo, CR7, yeah? Ballon d'Or winner, score mad goals, yeah? I do this, allow it. That's what he's trying to tell people, allow it. I'm going down in history. He goes, if you want to know what I'm about, go to the Bernabeu and go to the museum, bro. He said, go to the cabinet. Yeah?
Breaking records and all that. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's saying I broke all records.
It's disrespect. I think he's going PSG, man. I think he's going PSG next year.
That's if Mbappe leaves, though. That's if Mbappe leaves.
I think Mbappe is going to go. He's not even signed a contract. He's a free agent next year. Imagine
that, Ronaldo. And
I think Ronaldo, Messi, and Neymar. I think that the Arab owners are they know the type of money it's going to bring in. They know the type of marketing it's going to bring in. I think it's going to be
37.
Yeah, it's still a once in a lifetime opportunity to see the two best players maybe ever, especially in our generation, to be on the same team in the league that they don't really have to turn up. All they really need to do is turn up in Champions League. Ronaldo, Messi, and Neymar. They don't really need to turn up in a league like that. So I feel like it's going to be a madness, and I think we're going to see it for at least 1 year. You know what I mean? At least the season.
Madness, man.
That's why madness.
When you look at it, you kind of assess it, man. It's a madness, when you realize it. 37 years old, man. That would be crazy, man.
I'll be jumping on that Eurostar, going there to see Moosa.
We're there already, man. We're there already, man. I'm about to get my ticket soon, man. You know what I mean? To go reach the Paris land. You know the ones there, but
I have to go and check out them man there still.
I think they just, you know what I mean. I think Ronaldo is a bit like you got that feeling of, yo, man, respect on my name, man. Like man is not getting linked to Guardiola when man doesn't even want me anyway. You know what I mean? I'm not getting linked to that person. And fair play, man, because everyone's been gloating about Messi, man. You know what I mean? Everything's about Messi at the minute.
They have been. That's been disrespectful to him. That's why he just thought to himself, you know what? Nah, I'm not accepting that. Man's not no little man. Don't try and take me for some little man. I'm not a little man, you know what I'm saying? So full blown respect for that.
Yeah. Absolutely. What you make, man? Crazy season, man. Absolutely mad the season so far.
Villa,
man.
blood. I told you about that Villa, mate. Dodgy Villa. I'm not having them.
You know what I mean? You might have to come for you, man, for the predictions this season, man. Villa, but I think you know what it is. I think with the Villa thing though, they need to gel in it though. But Watford, man,
that's
they
why.
put them down, man.
That's why I said the gelling stuff in the Premier League. See the Premier League. What you don't need is a four straight losing streak. You can't have a slide in the Premier League. Just like I was watching Roy Keane the other day. Roy Keane was saying, just like you can have a build up of winning games. He goes, you can go the other way. You can have a build up of just losing games, and it's very difficult to get out of it. Very difficult to get out of it. So I'm looking at those type of teams, and yeah, people are not coming to play games, man. But boy, the start of the Premier League, man, seeing Arsenal are done out here. What happened to the Gunners, bro?
Arsenal are falling, man. I know. We put in the title Arsenal protest, bro. Have you seen it? They can't even sell out their stadium, bro. What's going on, man? Like Arsenal are, you know what it is, yeah. Like I still think United, in certain ways, yeah, we kind of got money, so we kind of can get ourselves out of the situation at any time, bro. Like the Glazers will never ever let it sink like that. They will always pull out a little something. You know what I mean, they might even, if it was that bad, yeah, they would probably even say, "Yo, listen, Mbappe or something like that. Yo, we'll go for Mbappe and we'll try and get him out." Or the next big thing, I think it will happen, bro. And I think with Arsenal, bro, they're just finished, man. I think, you know what,
but
man?
it's strange, man, because they spent the money, man. They bought Partey. They bought my man for 70 million. What's his name?
Pepe.
Yeah. And a lot of these deals now are structured over like a 3-year period. So Arsenal can pay 20 million 3 seasons in a row to go and get a 60 million pound player. I just feel like the structure and what they're doing over there is just falling apart. I just feel like something's totally wrong at Arsenal, because Arsenal can spend 150 million by only paying 60 million up front, and then everything else, you know what I mean? You can pay 20 million on that deal, 20 million on that deal, 20 there, and then you've got these installments that most of the clubs do now, where you're paying off for it.
Though. Arsenal don't do that. They end up just getting like a 30 million. Like this one here, the Odegaard, man, you know what I mean? The guy, all right, he did well at Arsenal, but he goes, I want to go back to Real Madrid. And then Real Madrid said, you're not good enough round here. You know,
and he's a ball, that's what I'm saying. And to be honest, them players are good when you're doing good already as a team and as a squad, but they're not there to save you. Like Odegaard's a good player. Like he would do good in a team that's doing good already. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not just in an Arsenal
struggling. You know, what I mean? You need characters. That's why they should have went for Maddison. Madison's the sort of player that could galvanize a team and get the team rocking. You feel me? I think Odegaard, he's a good player, but for me, he just seems a bit too nicey, and
he's a nice player. He's clean, but I just feel like, again, he's a nice squad player to have. If we had him at United and he came off the bench, we would be happy, because he's a nice, tidy player. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And that Ollie should have links to them type of man there. But again, I feel like let me give an example. Let me compare Arsenal signings to Man City signings. Man City don't normally spend more. No, but think about it. Man City don't really spend more than, how much did they buy Gundogan for?
Gundogan was about 30-40 million. Apparently.
How much did they buy that Bernardo Silva for? Same. 60 Bernardo from Benfica.
60-70, man. They bought it for 60-70.
Nah, check that one out. That one's a bit high for Bernardo Silva. It's still cheaper than Pepe. But what I'm trying to get at is that Man City bought Mahrez. How much did they get Mahrez for? How much did they get Gundogan for? How much did they get Silva for? How much do they get? Like, they're not spending mad money. They're spending money that Arsenal.
Oh yeah, to be fair, it was 43 million.
That's what I'm trying to say. So they're spending money that Arsenal can spend. How much did we get Donny van der Beek for? 35, 40. How much did we get Bruno for? So that's why I said there's no excuse, bro. I don't know what Arsenal's on. There are players in the market. And you know who's proven that to us is Leicester. Arsenal just flopped when they didn't get my man in, the Leicester manager. That's when they flopped.
Trust me. That's when they properly flopped.
They should have got him in. Because this Arteta, I had an Arsenal fan tell me that he supports Crystal Palace now. He said, my manager's Vieira.
Wow. It's because of the Arsenal links and that.
Yeah, man said, my manager's Vieira. I said, I'm done with Arteta. I started laughing. He goes, nah. He goes, I believe in Vieira. I don't believe in Arteta.
You know what it is, yeah? They haven't moved with the times, man. Arsenal fans, not Arsenal fans, sorry, the Arsenal board have just kind of almost kept the name of Arsenal to be the thing that attracts players to come in. You know what I mean? Henry and all them, man, and they, you know what I mean. They'll just show videos of Henry and all these little French players that came through. And Arsenal was that club where everyone supported them when they were a kid. Like obviously, like you know, it was a divide of Man United, Arsenal. They weren't Chelsea fans. They weren't, you know, Man City fans. They weren't, you know what I mean? It was Arsenal. You were either Arsenal fan or United fan when I was growing up. You know what I mean? And they were the club that was attracting a lot of players, a lot of teams. But now it's like they almost play second fiddle. You know what I mean? Odegaard, Ben White. You know what I mean?
Predicted to finish like, and people thought they would do well because they got no European football. But Arsenal are predicted to be anything between 6th and 10th, like in the league, man. No, they're not predicted
6th and 10th, man. Even if they got once a week, that might be pressure for Arsenal, man. Because imagine you train. You know, a lot of people like nobody would say to me, "Oh, they're going to play once a week, so they'll be all right." But imagine that you've got to wait a full week for football, and then when they get that full week of football, they go back to that, then you lose, and then you got to wait another week to get a result. Like you know, they'd rather have Thursday, Sunday football.
Yeah, it's true. It's nuts.
You know what I mean?
It's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's sad to be honest. It's sad to see. Like you said, we grew up in an era where it was us or them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very sad to see. It was us or them. Since 2000, Chelsea are the most successful English club since 2000. They've won the most trophies. I think they've won like 20 odd trophies or something since 2000. So they are the most successful club. So I feel like what we're holding on to really is the 10 years before that, you know, from 90 to 2000, what we're holding on with Arsenal. But I think if you really look back at it, for the last 21 years, Arsenal have not really been at it.
Yeah, they haven't. They haven't, man.
And that's a long time, because we're talking about there's 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds who don't know this Arsenal that was at it. So that's a very long time, you know what I mean? So I feel like we just have to accept it. I feel like they're in a different. They just need to build and hurry up and build. I thought it was bad for United. We've got 9 years. Arsenal's on their 18th season, bro.
You know what I mean? The United thing is different because we're spending our way to get there. You know what I mean? And we're trying to like you know, spend Varane, Sancho. We're gonna, you know what I mean? We're trying, innit? We haven't got maybe the right manager, but the problem is someone in Arsenal. What's Arsenal's biggest problem though? It's everything, man. They got a protest this weekend, man. It's everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? They can't fill out the stadium. You know what I mean? Like
Arsenal needed that Super League more than anyone else, bro.
Bro, they needed it, man. They got Lukaku apparently is looking leaner. You know what I mean? They're training. They got man.
Lukaku's gonna come back to bite us. I think Man United fans need to humble themselves with Lukaku. Lukaku's proved us wrong. All of that big Lukaku we have to humble ourselves. The man's gone. He's dragged Inter to their first trophy in how many years? You know what I'm saying? He's come back to Chelsea as the main man, £100 million man. Man have to humble themselves. Lukaku's on smoke and he scores goals. You know what I mean?
And he will score goals, you know what I mean? I think he will, man. You know what I mean? He'll be back. Chelsea again, you know what I mean? They're looking decent as well this season, man. 3-0. You know what I mean? They've got a few big teams. I think they've got Chelsea, Liverpool as well coming up. But they're the ones that kind of will go under the radar. And with Tuchel, I don't know if you heard his quotes, but he goes, "We're not gonna pretend we're here. We're gonna hunt him. We're gonna hunt, Liverpool and United and whatnot. And these teams, the guys say we're gonna hunt. You know what I'm saying? They're on it, man. They're a proper team, man. I think they're gonna do bits, man. And they got Arsenal this weekend. If they can top them up, and send a message out there and say, "Yo, Lukaku's here." You know what I mean? They're gonna be a big problem as well. You know what I mean?
I think this is a league where I think easily next week. Who's City's next game? I'd love for City to lose. Norwich, yeah.
Yeah, Norwich at home, and then they got Arsenal next week, so they could build up a little bit of momentum. You feel me?
They need to, but if City lose, that's the thing about Arsenal. They're fluky though, but could you imagine City losing to Norwich and having to go to Arsenal to get a
win? We're here, man. I live in a house full of City fans, innit? And them man are watching it on their phones now. My little brother said he's gonna watch it on his phone. He's not even watching it on TV. It's like gave that bad omen, innit? You know what I'm saying? When I watched it last time with him, he said,
I'm watching
it on the phone.
That pressure, he's rattled. He's rattled. He's rattled.
He's saying, I'm gonna watch it on my own. You know what I mean, on the phone.
Yeah,
And
he's
then,
rattled. He's rattled.
you know,
He's rattled. Because where we are now, I just feel like, even though it's so early on in the league, I feel like any lead that we gain over these big teams, especially like a 6-point lead, we need to take it very serious. Like, I don't know what's going on, but we need to take these things serious because
yeah, man.
it's like you said,
Yeah,
Tuchel's talking about hunting man down out here.
bro, it's madness, man. And then the Hurricane thing, do you reckon it's gonna get wrapped up this season?
Yeah, I think Harry Kane's going. I hear that they're going to put in, they're ready to go to 150. I just feel like the
150.
owners, because what the reality is as well is that football signings and how much players go for are never really the issue. It's just how much they have to pay them over the period of a 5-year contract or 4-year
5-year
contract.
contract, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
the 150 million's not
We
the
don't
issue.
know that. That's the thing about football, you know. You make a good point there, you know. A lot of people say 150 million, but like, nobody will ever know how much you know what I mean, you do. It's called a payment plan, isn't it?
Yeah,
And when you buy a TV now and that costs 600 quid, but you've got an
yeah,
Argos or a Curry card, you can pay that over how many years? You
yeah,
know what I mean? So they can have
yeah.
that Hurricane, and by the time he's just about retired, they paid all that money.
And he's made a lot of that back for them. You know what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
The problem is how much they have to pay to him every week to put on that shirt in them contracts. I think the contracts is what makes it difficult when you're paying him, I don't know, 30 million a year over a mad period of time. That's when it just becomes crazy type of money. So I feel like if he takes a good enough salary, which doesn't break City, then I think that's the conversation they're going to have with him, because apparently Harry Kane's team said that the reason he was coming out having all these conversations, you know, that interview done with Gary Neville on Sky.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he said he had that because he already had an agreement that he could go to City. That's why he was talking how he was talking.
But these Tottenham fans are crying. They're saying we don't care about this gentleman agreement. You got a 6-year contract. You've got 3 years left on that. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine if that was Pogba? Pogba came out and had an interview like that with Gary Neville.
Well, Souness was chatting the most anyway. You know what I mean?
Souness.
Man, that's not normal. That, you know, a lot of people need to.
Souness is getting dementia. I think Souness is getting dementia. He's getting dementia. He's moving a bit mad on that TV screen.
Bro, like, shout out to Micah Richards and that, man. You get me? He's like, oh, but he's a £100 million player. He should be doing it. You know what I mean, bro? Like, what's going on with my man, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Let the man live. But it's double standards, isn't it, in football, isn't it? Like, everyone talks about Raiola, but never ever has it come out of Pogba's mouth that he's done this and whatnot. He's always said, I'm respecting Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I'm respecting Man United. You know what I mean? He's never even come out and said, I want to leave. Transfer request.
No, never. I mean? He likes it at Man United. He talks about liking it there. Everyone likes him there. The one thing I like about the situation at Man United is that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer rates Pogba. Proper rates him. And rates him as a man, as an individual, and also rates him to the fact that I know you are a superstar, Pogba. You are like a massive superstar. You've got more followers online than we have as a club. We get it. But the fact that you're also humble and that you don't bring me problems or no drama, I think Oli proper rates how Pogba moves. And I think because of that and that unity that we got within the club, I think like everything else is irrelevant. You know what I'm trying to say? And I believe Ollie's realized and he's trying to free Pogba up, because he said it. He said, we told Pogba to go and play with freedom. We told him to go and be free. He wasn't saying that last year.
Exactly.
He knows. He knows that Bruno's not enough on his own. He's not.
No, it's not. And that's why you need the whole team to do well. But, you know what I mean? I think it's in life, you know what I mean? No matter what you do, you can't please everyone, innit? You feel me? And that's the same with Souness, innit? And that's the same with Pogba in general. Every time we talk about Paul Pogba, is, you know what, can he do it every month? Can he do it this? Will he do it on this month? It always has to do it. You know what I mean? Why is it only he performs an X amount? You know what I mean? Like, it's just... It's a mad thing, you feel me? And that's just how football is right now. And that's how people want. They want to see 50 goals a season, 50 assists and everything and whatnot. But you gotta realize what environment you're in. And I always talk about environment. And people think I'm crazy, but the environment Pogba's been in for so many years with Mourinho unsettling him and kind of causing this mad toxic environment, and then coming into a team that's not even stable You know what I mean? Hardly any midfielders around, not enough, like, not a stable striker up front, and etc. etc. Like, it's just been mad, bro. The amount of teams he's been in. He's been in the end of Michael Carrick's era, Rooney. Then he started this new generation of, like, when you look at it, you had Pereira and them man in there.
Yeah,
Then you
yeah.
had Herrera coming, and then it was like, oh, you know what, we're gonna go back to McTominay and Fred, and then it's like, it's been so many situations. It's mad, bro.
100%. I see that, man. And I just feel like, for me now, I got a good vibe about Pogba staying, and I think Pogba stays, to be honest. I don't see Pogba leaving Man United. That's how I
Not
feel
until the
about it.
next year. Not until next
Yeah.
year, until he goes
Not
maybe
until
for
next
free.
year, but I see Pogba signing a deal, and that's on the basis
You
of
think
how
so?
I saw Ollie's interview and what Ollie was saying, and I realized that Pogba's straightforward. I think Pogba's well aware of leaving United on a free and how that is, and I think
Yeah.
Pogba's on this as well. Like,
Yeah.
if a club really wants me and rated me for who I am, I'm flipping Paul Pogba. You don't have to wait for Paul Pogba to be on a free, bro.
Can United afford that 400 grand a week? What he's asking for, though?
Yeah, they can afford the 400 grand a week, 100%. You just have to let man like Phil Jones and them man go. Now you need to stop giving man crazy contracts.
Yeah.
Pereira's still contracted to Man United until like 2024. How? Do you know what I'm saying? We have to
Yeah,
just get rid of
facts.
these silly little contracts that we got around us and pay the people, because if you look at the amount of adverts Paul Pogba does for Man United, bro, around the world, these men he's a commodity to them. He's an asset. Paul Pogba is an asset to Man United. They know that. There's no shadow of a doubt. He's not one of these big money players who's not an asset, who doesn't do nothing. Paul Pogba is a massive asset for Man United, and I understand that. But I want to ask you a quick one. If it goes left and we're gassed and we don't really reach the heights that we think we're going to reach, and we end up being a bit of a banter FC for a month or two, and we
That's
have
why
to
he
start,
wants to wait.
yeah, we have to start looking at a new manager. With all the managers out there, because I've made my mind up on who I want to see in the Old Trafford dugout. Who would you want to see at Old Trafford? I've made my mind up now.
It
Before I
probably
was,
be Zidane.
yeah, I'm on Zidane. I would need Zizi in that seat. That's what I'm on now. I'm done with all this talking. I'm done with this potch, some maybes. I just had to pray it. How many Champions League trophies is this man won? Back to back?
Yeah, true. Madness, man. You know what I mean? It's part of that, the
Bro,
Decima and all that, man. It's mad.
can you imagine
Shaka.
Zidane? Can you imagine Zidane picking up the phone to any of these players around the world and saying, "We need you at United"?
Madness. Absolute madness,
Yeah,
bro.
we need assets, because my thing is this: if you've got a manager who can coach, proven winner, and also holds the weight, it ticks all the boxes. So
Absolutely.
for me, I'm just looking at it right now. If Ollie flops me, I want Zidane in that hot seat. I don't want to talk too much. I don't want none of this hype. We need it, because I don't know who else is going to take on Pep and Klopp, because it's getting peak out here now, bro. This is our last.
Bro, it is.
I'm not giving Ollie another chance after this season, because it takes us to 10 years.
Nah, bro. Every conversation I have, man, even the people on the streets, everyone that comes up to me, they say this is the season now to win. At least now we're in a situation now where everyone's on the same level. That's why I said the contract here, in a certain way, like I wasn't happy with it, because I thought, you know what, man, for me, he didn't deserve the contract. But in a certain way, it kind of was a feeling of, you know what, now at least everyone knows that we should be winning trophies. Now at least everyone knows that, right, he's got a squad now, he's got a team, he needs to win something now. There's no more kind of like, kind of saying, oh, you know what, nah, not this season. Now everyone knows, like, the pressure's on him now to deliver.
He has
Even
to.
the pressure was on last season Europa League, but now it's a case of you've had that 4-year contract now. Show and prove it why you should have got, you know what I mean, you deserve that contract. So for me, he kind of has to step up now. Shaka 8 says, Roy Keane also has an agenda against Pogba. Thoughts? Yeah, man.
Yeah, he does on a slide.
As well, man. You know what I mean? I think that what they're doing is, and I think it's clever, and it's Sky Sports, are trying to advertise to the old school fans who grew up on the kind of passion and kind of, you give it all to your club and you be a top professional, and they've got that kind of audience now, and they're trying to bring that. They don't want to just bring the youth involved, because at the end of the day, when the youth, they don't watch analysis after the game, they go on their phones and they see what everyone else is saying. Back in the day, when you watch Sky Sports, you watched the whole thing, didn't you? You watch the Sky Sports pre-show, and then you watch the analysis, and then you see what the pundits are saying. Right now, as soon as that game turns on, they turn it off. So they're thinking, how can we get our viewers? So
and
we
the
want to
ways
get
as
our
well.
viewers. Yeah, exactly. So we want to get our viewers by targeting the older generation.
They are, because they've seen it, and they're also for an industry that was dissing fan-based media. They've also they it's like they're turning into fan channels themselves now with the amount of people they're trying to get on. Do you know what I'm saying?
Man, they are.
They're turning into fan channels themselves.
That's why a lot of people. That's why they kind of why did they take the piss out of fan cams and all these stuff and that. That's why you hear raw opinion, and what they're trying to do now on television is give raw opinion. They were never have given that. Imagine that about 10, 15 years ago about Pogba doing this and all that. And I know time changes here, but they would have never ever said that about Thierry Henry or certain players. No.
But also, I think it shows the type of player that doesn't like Pogba, because Paul Merson always bigs up Pogba, and Paul Merson was a flair player. Paul Merson was on them type of moves. You look at Matt Letizia, bigs up Pogba. He was a similar type of player. And we have to accept, as much as we love Roy Keane, he weren't a Paul Pogba type of player, bruv. He wasn't. It's like seeing Eric Cantona dissing Pogba. You're not going to see it because he was that type of player, a risky player.
Exactly.
Keane weren't a risky player. Souness weren't a risky player. And as much as man loved Roy Keane, when I went into the playground as a footballer, I never said I wanted to be Roy Keane, bruv.
Nah, Scholes, man. It was Scholes.
I wanted to be Scholes. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so at the end of the day, the ballers know ballers, innit? So I'm not trying to say, Roy Keane is what it is. And I always say it. I like to look back now at that generation with a magnifying glass, because they never had it before. And these men weren't putting up assists and goals, bro.
Nah.
They need to allow it every game. Like Roy Keane, you weren't putting up assists and goals every game, week in, week out. You just had what McTominay had week in, week out. So you think that that's what it's all about. And I'm not, it's not. And this is why you have to understand as well, how much of that was Alex Ferguson? Because if it was just Roy Keane and Scholes, how was Alex Ferguson able to go to flipping Highbury with eight defenders once?
I think the question is Keane was a very good player in his own right, but he ain't ever gonna get along with Pogba and all these kind of flair players, because that weren't his sort of cup of tea.
You see, when Keane was a good player, when Keane was a good player, go back to Keane's era and pull up the best world 11, A team and B team, and see if Keane got into it.
You're gonna trigger all the Keane fans out here, man.
Because I'm a Keane man, because for me, Man United weren't a one-team player. It was a recipe. Alex Ferguson pulled a group of lads together who all complemented each other. And we saw Roy Keane's career when he left Man United. What was he on? He tried all that stuff when he left us, but he didn't go anywhere. It went downhill. My thing is this, and it's the same with Arsenal and Arsene Wenger, when a lot of them players left and they didn't get to anything better. I'm not saying Keane weren't a good player, but was Keane top what? Top 10 in the world? Was he in the best 11 every year?
He was good for what Man United did at that time.
Yeah, he was good for that's United. What I'm saying. Yeah, but was he better than Davis in his era?
True.
When Davis was on form, was he on smoke like that? Was he like? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So for Keane, we as Man United fan, we idolize you. We love you as a what you've done for us as a team. But that's because we're biased. But when we look at the ballers that were around in his era, man like Nedved. Remember Nedved? Slipping bro. Man allow it.
No. It's mad, man. It's mad. Man, really impressed with Moosa. It's never, exactly. Nedved was different gravy. Patrick Vieira, you know what? It's Patrick Vieira. You could probably say, like Keane and Vieira, they could go toe to toe in the Premier League and whatnot. Yeah. But the problem is, I think it was a genius of Fergie, man. I think Fergie was just a genius.
You have to be better. You have to be better as a footballer, tackling, strength, ability, scoring goals, setting up goals. Was Keane better than Vieira?
Probably not.
That's what I'm saying. We have to be fair. We can look back at it now. you know what I'm trying to say? But for what he did at Man United, crucial because he
You know
was
what I mean?
next.
Especially
He was,
with the trophies and everything included, and the captain
yeah,
that he was at United. I think that what kind of puts him in a question of
of
Vieira,
course,
Keenan.
of
You know what I
course,
mean? It kind of like puts you on that level, and
of
that's why a lot of
course.
people respected Keenan. That he was almost like the maverick, innit? He was that
Yeah,
person to kind of galvanize everyone. He was a leader, he was a captain. You know what
of
I
course.
mean, and whatnot. But if you ask me a real question, and you told me, you know what I mean, who did I enjoy more? I'd say one player like Michael Carrick. I think for
Yeah,
me, Michael Carrick was underrated in
he
everything
was.
United did. Yeah, he was that person, that glue. You know, if in
Michael
that
Carrick was
era,
bad.
without Michael Carrick, you don't win anything.
Bad. I looked at a midfield, yeah. I think it was it Carrick, Hargreaves, and Scholes? I said, you're taking a mick.
Bro, that was madness, man. A lot of
Cold.
people, honestly, man, they
With
underestimated
Tevez,
that
Rooney,
midfield.
Ronaldo. We had Tevez, Rooney, Ronaldo with Carrick,
That was the best
Hargreaves, and
team.
Scholes. Are you
That was for
taking
me
a
the
mick?
best team, man.
Oh my
That was the
days.
best team ever. That's the best team
Mad.
I've ever seen, man. For me, that
It's
was the best team I've ever seen. That
madness.
2008 team, nobody
Madness.
can ever eclipse that 2008
Nah,
team.
nah. No
Nobody.
way.
You know what I
Madness. This is
mean?
what I was telling man the other day.
Absolute crazy, man.
With Rio and Vidic. And then man there. Evra. Neville. Like, allow it. Van der Sar. Man, just allow it. Everyone go to bed.
Rio, Vidic, Evra,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously,
Mad, man.
G Neville used to get away with it with
Yeah.
West Brown and Danny Simpson. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Then you got the midfield, and then you had the bench. You know what I mean? Like even Park Ji
Madness.
Sung,
Yeah.
Champions League
Part G
nights,
Sung.
Darren
Is man
Fletcher.
taking a mick? Nah,
Even
allow it.
Darren Fletcher was
Yeah.
unbelievable them
People
days.
that could come in. So for me, I'm just like, yeah, I look at this generation of footballers and I think they need to allow it. You know what I mean? I feel like the way they're talking now from that generation and they need to calm down. And I feel like some of them are a bit more smart. Even Hargreaves, the way Hargreaves
Yeah,
talks about Pogba is different. It's different to the way these lot go
facts.
on. You know what I mean? It's different. So for me, I take it with a pinch of salt because I know who's who and I know who the ballers are.
Facts, man. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But yeah, man. We're going to wrap it up there, man. Big up to everybody who's tuned in. You know what I'm saying? To make sure you're here, man. 12 o'clock every Wednesday, man. We're talking
Yeah.
all football, all topics. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody who tuned in, man, from Twitch as well. Make sure you follow me on Twitch at Saeed TV _. You know what I'm saying? To big up all the mods. Big up everybody who's tuned in. Moosa, what you got planned for the day, man?
Yeah, I'm chilling today. I'm taking it easy. I'm not at work today. I'm not at the resale hub. So I'm just gonna chase up a couple errands. It's half term. I'm just gonna be putting my feet up and just chilling, man. I'm still searching for that PlayStation 5.
Yo, man, even me, man, I'm still searching for that, man. Every time I check, it's out of stock, man. So yeah, man. Make sure you follow Moosa on his Instagram.
Yeah, man,
Reso
resale CIC, man. Check us out, people.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to donate trainers to the homeless and you got some trainers, good condition, check us out. Resale CIC, send them shoes in. We distribute them to homeless people. Get in touch, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. But people, make sure you're back 8 o'clock. We're back. Me, Adam, and Adam Tahimi. We're gonna be talking about Paul Pogba, and we're gonna be giving the player insight. So we're gonna be player profile today. Will be Paul Pogba. Make sure you go check it out. 8 o'clock. We'll be live. Make sure you're all tuning in there from Twitch, YouTube as well. You know what I'm saying to and yeah, man, big up to you for that one, bro. But yeah, man, people. We're going to leave you right now. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and I'll catch you at 8 o'clock, people. Take care. Bye-bye.
People, love.